The split presence has been eliminated from the local cluster. So I took this sector over and we now have a bit of a breathing room because there is no immediate danger for invasions anymore. And I think I will leave it at this for some time. Many shipyards of all various kinds of factions have started to get invasion ready lately. So I've seen an increased activity of Terran, USC, ATF, and also the Teladi and Boron. And therefore I've decided to use some credits and forge a big alliance between all of them. Because especially in the area down here, we have many shared borders and I don't want them to infight so much between them. And you can use your influence with factions you have a good standing with to buy peace treaties for 10 million. So I forged a big alliance between the ATF, the Borons, the Terrans, and the Teladi. And I hope they will focus on my enemies and don't waste their full potential. This alliance won't last forever. These treaties have a counter, a timer, which is a bit random, so it will end. But for the time being we have a very strong presence. I've also decided to make use of the Yaki. These are like a hybrid faction, a mix between a major faction and the pirates. So they are a bit weaker as the other ones, but they use the same shipyard and battle group system. Their battle groups seem to be less numerous and also a bit weaker sometimes, but they have a very low entry cost for invasions. They can launch invasions fairly cheap, and we could use this to keep some pressure on the Argons and also the Tyranid, which I'm in permanent war with. I've also did a little dip in this sector here, which is currently getting invaded by the Tyranid Empire. As it seems the Yaki wouldn't stand a chance, but they managed to put some dents in those Tyranid invasion fleet. And I used my strong ship to kick my reputation up a bit. So I went from being hostile with the Yaki to well known. And this enables me to use my fleets and focus on the Tyranid, because the Yaki are neutral now. So let's call a fleet and defend this sector. Let's dock with the fleet commander because my corvette is going to get wrecked by those Tyranid destroyers, which are also very strong. Let's switch over to a frigate. And see if we can find some targets. Yeah, the Yaki have gotten some pressure on. They've lost valuable territory all over the place. And I also can't protect them when they're getting invaded by my allies like the Boron or the Teladi. But I don't want them to get wiped out just yet. They can still be useful. Let's put some actual sound on. Oh, and I think this is also a Yaki sector. So how convenient. Holman Ketzlat's Treaty is a very important shipyard sector of the Yaki, so we're definitely going to defend that too. I'm going to pull the heavy fleet back from Ronkar's fire, which is not too important to defend from the split. But get the move on and help our new friends. So I'm entering a stage of consolidation. Things will slow down a bit overall, and I will probably split the fleets apart and assemble maybe 5 of them instead of the 3 I'm currently using. This should be sufficient for defensive operations and gives me more flexibility, and I can defend more places. Yeah, these Tyranid battle cruisers are among the strongest ships in the game. I think it's the strongest shielded vessel that the player can use. No wonder 2 of them are my fleet commander. And I'm eager to find out which ships the Star Wars mod is holding for me. Oh damn. Jumping right into weapon range of that other destroyer. Fortunately, the Raven frigate is a fairly bulky design. But the criminals aren't just giving up. They're fighting back. Seems like he's stuck on that asteroid. And now why are you firing on them? Well, this didn't work as I hoped. Because we just took out a Yaki carrier. And I don't know why. But they're scum, so they shouldn't expect to be treated too well, I guess. And we're still friendly. Sometimes there are some problems when you are switching from hostile to allied with the existing ships. So they sometimes seem to take a while to change their relations to you, or it only affects fresh, new build ships. But the grand picture is fine. I'm also getting amazed time and time again how smooth the game is running overall. The performance is really great compared to other mods I've tried in the past, where the game would lag horribly with even 2 or 3 destroyers on the screen and a couple of fighters. But this is amazing. How much reserves the engine actually has. Just imagine if we would get a proper X with multi-core support and a modern engine. I think X4 is fine, but it's also loaded with some, in my eyes, unnecessary small details, like all the stuff on the stations and some details on the ships. And if they would optimize it a bit, and sometimes also less is more. So if the models would be a little bit less detailed, then you could put up some really nifty fights. But of course they also have to sort out their overall combat balancing and AI problems, which seem to be still present. But I'm not following the X4 development closely, so I actually can't make much statements about that. I just know it isn't good enough to draw me away from their older games. And it seems like the Yaki are actually fine. Sometimes I have the suspicion that the invasion forces in Dirty Wars, because Argons against Yaki is a dirty war, so they are going to destroy every station inside this sector and then take it over. And I sometimes believe this also hurts their offensive quite a bit, because they're focusing on the stations. And they don't seem to actually attack the defenders that much. This is just a little observation that I made in the past. Could be intended, and I also don't know how this could be changed or if it should be changed, but just something worth noting, because they're all sitting around those factories, and I think they are attacking the station and not the ships, which currently damage them very much. Because my cap ships haven't gotten too involved in this fight and the Yaki are pretty fine. Don't seem to have taken much losses. And the Argon invasion force is nearly dead. But it's no big deal. At this point the game is so chaotic that this doesn't matter much. So this battle group is hostile. Changing to foe, changing to friend. Yeah, it stays hostile. They're from this system. Maybe because he's from another shipyard. Because this Yaki cap ship is from the local sector security defense fleet. And this one here stays hostile. From the shipyard, which would actually also need its support right now. Oh yes, finally. I've waited for the Deley to take this sector back. They just launched an invasion. Because PDNI is a important place for me to get some equipment and stuff. It would be a heavy loss if the split pushed way down here. So it's good that the lizards are fighting back. And they're also currently already pushing from their new sector I gave to them up into the Argon cluster. This sector here is currently under siege. And I think they also won their first engagement. Yeah, you can see the war score is in favor of the attacking Deley force. And they have probably cleaned this sector. I currently have no data, but I guess a battle group is sitting there and war score is ticking up. And as soon as it hits the conquer threshold, they will take the sector over. So overall, very nice developments. I like it.